Well, hello folks. We are back working in the kitchen today, and today what we're going to try to do is go ahead and get some sheetrock put up here. That will be the first thing of order, and I haven't hung much sheetrock. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So there's a lot of penetrations here, here, all these down here. But if I do the measurements right on this, we should be okay to go. So let's get started. 48 inches. I could put one piece upright, all one piece. 48. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we know this box is 48 inches to the top and 44 to the bottom. This can be the bottom. It is 48 inches to the top of the box, resting on the ground. 3 1/4 in, make it 3. How big of an opening? That's 6 inches. And then from this edge, we'll make it 7 3/4. There's 48. 7 3/4. 2 1/2. Well, I thought I got out every nail. Did I miss all these on top? I don't think it's this one. That one's good. That one's off. Great. How did I mess that up? Take these switches out. Let's mark this so I can see exactly where I need to put those screws. All right, well that's going to work. That little tool I have that goes in my driver leaves a little indentation right here so that it'll be easier to mud over and make it disappear. Although that's going to be back behind cabinets, all this will be. And all this crappy cutting around here also is going to be covered by backsplash. But I need to do a better job than that. That's ridiculous. Learning as I go. So it's kind of funny, I've got a roto zip that I bought specifically for cutting sheetrock out like this. For instance, if I just pushed that on the wall right here, zipped it in place, and then roto zipped around the outlet and roto zipped around the window. It's really messy. Stuff goes everywhere. So I'm just going to cut this with a saw outside, and maybe at some point I'll grab it to do outlets over here, maybe. But for now, I'm just going to cut it by hand. All right, let's see how close we got it. I do have to figure that out real quick. Let me measure from the wall over here and make a hole. put this piece up here, and I've got to cut out for the window, and I think I'm going to try to use this little roto zip. I bought it a long time ago with plans on doing this. Supposedly you can take this thing and lay it right in on this edge and cut it and follow the window seal all the way around. Also, they say that you can plunge it right next to where you think the box is, and then you can go all the way around the outside of the box and cut it perfectly. But let's go ahead and try it right here first. This will be the first time for me. So I think they make a bit that's not all the way on this end here, because that's just going to cut through the wood. Let me check that out. I don't have the right bit for this. This bit that I need doesn't have a cutting edge out here on this deal. I don't think I can guide it right with having this cut. It's going to cut into the wood. Just can't do it. Not with this bit. Alright, so let's try this roto zip again. I got a new bit for it, and they weren't very expensive, but I don't know if you can see that, but it has a non-cutting edge right here, and I set the depth right here so it's just overhanging the window sill, and this bottom part, ½ inch of it's going to cut this sheetrock. So it's a first for me. Let's give it a whirl. So the first mistake is somehow right up here, I jumped across where the stud comes down right here, looks like. So I'm gonna recut that here, just put some screws in here. Gosh, dang it. You gotta learn, you know. It's just barely catching that wood. We'll set that a little deeper. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Let's try that. All right, so that worked okay. Boy, that's going to take a little bit of learning, and I'm still going to have to I'm going to go ahead and cut that with a knife a little bit in here to get that, make that look a little better. So at work we were having some contractor come in to do some sheetrock work and some carpet work and some mud work. That was yesterday. So I was watching those guys and asking them questions and, you know, watching his technique, what tools he likes to use, how he thins his mud down. It was really interesting. And shoot, those guys were really good. But it's funny, even as good as they were smutting and getting it look just perfect. They weren't any better than me at getting these kind of holes tight. And it really is kind of crucial on a regular outlet like this right here, because the top ears of the outlet are going to stop, you know, right there on the flush with the sheetrock. If it's not cut pretty tight, when you tighten the outlet in, it'll just pull it in too deep, actually. And stuff like this right here, it's going to be behind the backsplash, but I really wished I was better at that. Yikes. All right, this is the lower cabinet lighting output. I need to go, I could make a hole 6 inches there. And then this section is going inside of the upper cabinet here for the electronic part of it. So we'll go 6 inches, actually 6.5. And then from here we'll put a hole 12 inches. So 6.5, and then 12. Put that 3 1/4 from the edge. 3 1/4. Sheetrock is messy work. And it's a good thing that I'm not like a contractor doing this in somebody's house that they're living in, because you would have to be super careful to keep everything really clean. And I'm being sort of careful, but you know, I just put up with it. Not want to go back right there. Something's right here. Let's look at that. All right, well, the old camera froze up just then. It's getting hot for some reason. I'm barely using it. It's not terribly hot in the house right now at all. But what happened right here, why that wasn't sitting flat was pretty simple. These wires, I didn't have them pulled all the way through. So we're in pretty good shape now. She's laying flat. I need to put this piece up here. 13.5. 13.5, 41. So it's pretty amazing to me, as I'm getting this new piece of sheetrock to cut this off, that it is, all this stuff is made by USG. And they have got to have this sheetrock market cornered. When I look up videos on how to sheetrock stuff, man, USG stuff is all over the place. I think it's going to benefit me to lay this sideways here as opposed to upright. There's going to be a piece on the end that I have to cut anyway, and this 8-foot end kind of lands on a stud. Yeah, sort of. I'll probably just have to cut off to make this to where I could overhang a piece. I'm just going to put a butt joint on this end here. Just cut one piece perfectly. You know, I'm going to flip this around and put my crappy edge on that corner and put the nice factory edge right up here. Yeah, that'll work. So let's mark the height of this box off the ground. I do want to mark these studs though. There's the top. Let's try to cut it. And I do need to set the depth on this a little bit different for this outlet. hard to do. You know what it is? I just wandered downward as I was going along. I wasn't holding it up. You know, I'll figure it out. So straight across here. Nice. Stay there. All right, I think I'm good with all the sheetrock. Before I mud all this though and tape it, I'm going to put both of these windows in. And I do understand that these windows have little frames around the outside or nailing ledges that were put and nailed onto this wood. And so my best guess on this, from what I understand, is I'm going to take the glass out and then I'm going to take the frames and see if I can fold everything in on each other and then just try to pry it away from those nails. And the new window won't have that nailing lip on it. It's just going to go in here and screw in to the sides. I'll put some shims and whatnot. So I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a whirl. So stay tuned.